Your Miami Heat losers last night as they fall to the Chicago Bulls on a tough night to lose. It would have been a good night to pick up a win yesterday because they got some help in the Eastern Conference, but the Heat can't ask for help from others when they can't help themselves. They fall 110-102 to the Chicago Bulls, and just a pitiful fourth quarter where they got outscored 34-20. Jimmy Buckets, was steamrolling through three. Looked like, he was going to help carry the Heat to this win, and then was falling all over himself in the fourth quarter. Got a steal, missed one at the rim. Bricked up a three. I think he was 1 of 6 in the fourth quarter. Bam Adebayo, just getting absolutely outplayed by Vucevic, which, Vucevic, I'm going to wake up in cold sweats when I'm 65 years old. Vucevic! I'm so sick of him kicking our ass, no matter what uniform that he's in. And then even Tice. Now that Tice doesn't have to be the center, and he doesn't have to be the biggest guy on the court, even he's going out there and putting up a big fourth quarter against Miami. It was disheartening. It was disheartening, but it's also so rinse and repeat of what's gone on for basically the entire season. But I think especially really ever since the Heat got that last good run, that last good win streak where they were rolling, probably after the Victor Oladipo injury. Because I think I would say the last time we felt good about the Heat this season was probably the game where Victor dunks all over Drummond. He gets a little banged up, but you don't know quite what it is yet. And then they get that win against the Blazers. You're like, all right, things are going pretty good. Now we can wait out, and it just hasn't been the same ever since that scenario. But yeah, Jimmy Butler yesterday, he played 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, 1 of 6, 2 points. Bam Adebayo, he was 1 of 2. He took the same amount of shots as Dwayne Dedmon did in 2 minutes. Gabe Vincent took twice as many shots as him. Max Strus took more shots than him. Got to the free throw line 4 times, but just, not enough from your stars, man. And I know we go a lot this season about what's not around them. And I know that they've dealt with a lot, but that Bulls team is not particularly good. And and those are the types of games where you kind of have to lean on your all-stars to give you more and to carry you home. And those guys didn't carry you home yesterday. Not at all. And so I think there have to be games where you do look at the two guys who make the max deals and be like, was it good enough? Was it good enough?
Here's the other thing. It's like one of the things when we watch a team in basketball, the question ask is, it's the end of the game. Who's going to get me a bucket?
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you want one of those guys. But you think you have 2 of those guys, that means one of them should get a shot. Whether one's getting double teamed or not, you can't double team both of them. And from that standpoint, you want to see them, not only show their stardom in those moments, but you want to see, you think they're being paid as guys that can get you a shot.
Yeah, the guys
that not even try.
They're the guys I lean on, and it's great that Jimmy goes and scores you 31 in the first 3 quarters. But this, if you're in a game where hey, I have 4 rotation guys out. Kendrick Nunn is hurt, Tyler Hero's hurt, Duncan Robinson's pooping his pants literally, and Andre Iguodala's out, and so your closing lineup is basically you, Bam, Gabe Vincent. You're stringing along Trevor Ariza, who's actually continues to just be awesome.
You're getting way more out of him than
way
you
more.
So,
way more. Dedmon too. Dedmon for off the street. He's rolling in there and he's doing everything you can expect. So yeah, you're not getting. It was another one of those games where they shot poorly, and that's been dictating their games too much. So you kind of got to go find something different. I can't hear after every game, hey, it's different team. I don't know who's going to show up. It's like, well, okay, well, do something about it. You can't do that and then give me a 1 of 6. And I think the world of those guys. I love them to death, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. But that's, for those two players to be a combined 2 of 8 and to get your asses kicked by Vucevic and Tice. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Here's the deal.
It's not like I'm asking you to go out and do this against a full strength Lakers or Nets or Sixers team. It's the Bulls, dude, and you're basically you are the Bulls right now.
You can't,
not even full strength. They don't even have Levine, Leroy.
You can't do that. And I tell you this all the time. Those guys are pros too. Okay. Now you say this all the time, okay, but I mean, the Heat play the same way they do.
I won't be on the same level as them.
Okay, but that's not. You are what you are. And my thing is this, is that we all have watched Jimmy the last couple of years. He'll facilitate, and then the fourth quarter take over. I don't ever want him not to be able to take over in the fourth quarter. And I think this is one of the few times where I've seen him not take over in the fourth quarter. Maybe it was because he put too much energy into scoring and he was very, very, very aggressive early on in the game.
Yeah, I heard people. You know what? I heard people saying that, and I know that he was. I think let me see what he was going to through 3 yesterday. He had gotten to the free throw line 11 times, so he definitely was putting his head down and getting into the rim. So maybe he was wearing down a little bit. And I know the schedule has been brutal, but then you can't be the game. You can't be saying that afterwards. Well, we didn't guard. It wasn't a particularly hard game where we dug in. And so then I'm like, okay, well then were you exhausted at the end of the game? Like what level of fatigue were we at where you're throwing up a 1 for 6 from the field and you're missing shots at the rim? Like, is it just you screwed up, or is he tired? Now he's not saying he's tired. I'm not saying Jimmy Butler, that guy, he never throws down an excuse. I'm just saying, when people are going about this and they're trying to find reasons that they lost, I know that we typically always lean towards, oh, well, they didn't have this guy. Goran's looking long in the tooth. Bro, Goran's been looking long in the tooth all year. He's been in and out of the lineup. Yeah, I don't want to say the last 2 years. He was great last year. Which is why they paid him, that hefty deal this year. But he hasn't, you can't count on it the way you did last year. Now, hopefully when they're in the playoffs, the schedule isn't like they're not going to be holding him out of games, and they get more to a rhythm. Maybe they get better.
Goran? He's 35, right?
35.
You think you're just going to turn it up later on
I think Goran has a switch.
Dial it up.
That's crazy.
Gogi can dial it up. Gogi can dial it up.
Of your mind.
No, he can dial it up.
He's got it all the way up now.
No, he doesn't have it all the way up now.
Are you crazy? He's
Goran's
35, dude.
Nah, dude. Goran's at cruise control right now. He's not dial it up.
At 35. I'm going to take it from me. Okay? You think you're on cruise control and you got that thing turned up to high.
No. People, if you got no. I'm not going to let you do that. Gogi can, if I'm honest, Gogi can dial it up.
For moments.
Yeah, but
you thinking that when the playoffs start, he gonna do it for the whole stretch of the playoffs? Are you crazy?
He has an ability.
Dude, 35.
No. He has these moments in the playoffs where he can dial it up. That's what he does.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Robbie, give me a ring.
I'm gonna give you a no.
Hey, buddy, ready to win now.
Let me explain something to you. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I think I was in my 9th or 10th year. Okay.
Hate stories from experience.
And it was 3rd and 37. And then he sent me in. He said, give us some room. Just give us some room to get off off the goal line. So our punter's not standing at the back of the end zone. And I said, okay, we got it. I get to the 10, make a couple of moves, get to the 15. Ooh, I break free. I turned it up. Nothing. I'm like, whoo, dude, you like No, I don't know what the hell you think in sports that a 35-year-old that's been banged up is got another level. This is it.
No, I won't accept that. I won't accept that.
I'm telling you.
Game point goes 4-35.
It ain't a knock on Goran. Father time, undefeated.
I don't think time's the same with Slovenia. I think they're in a different time zone.
Okay. You just see, here's the problem with fans. You're expecting something out of your team that's not there. And it's okay. But when you start expecting all-star qualities from a 35-year-old, then maybe you're not in the right place.
No, it's not that I expect all-star, but I think it was like Manu Ginobili. He dialed it up like in his last finals with the Spurs.
Ginobili was playing when they needed.
Yeah, that's it. I'm saying like he could dial it up. Give me a little Slovenia Manu.
Goodness, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. Reality skipped you. It jumped over you, went to the next guy. Because your reality of sports is unbelievable.
He's gonna dial it up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I got you.
1-800-DRAGON.
Right now, he's got a blown woofer. So when he turns it up to get that high, when the woofer's busted up, that's what it sounds like. That's Goran turned it up.
Do you want to hear Trevor Ariza from yesterday? Do you feel like he's taking a little shoddy shot at Eric Spoelstra here? Would you like to hear from Trevor, who's been really good with the Miami Heat? You can't say enough about what he's brought to the table, especially not playing basketball. I feel like Trevor Ariza has been really good. But asked about another fourth quarter defensive breakdown, because don't forget, this is like 3 games in a row. I mean, they lost to Atlanta, and then with the Bulls game, I mean, they were kicking the Bulls' ass, but they had a terrible fourth quarter there too. So I don't know what's going on with the Heat late. But here's Trevor Ariza after the game.
I just think it's a combination of both. When you give a team a steady diet of something, these are professional players with IQs. They make adjustments, they figure things out, and playing in a situation as such. We just played them. What is today? Whatever today. We just played them. Saturday. So they were pretty prepared for what we do. They had an idea of what we were going to do and made adjustments.
So kind of saying that the Heat have made no adjustments in the fourth quarter at the end there, especially defensively, Leroy. Do you find that he's taking a little shoddy shots, or just being honest, and it's not a shot or criticism?
No, it's just being honest. I mean, look, one of the things about free-flowing offenses is that regardless of what your defense is, the movement in the offense creates more opportunities. So regardless of what they think is coming, at that point, they can still only defend guys. Your movement and your ball movement is going to eventually give a guy an open shot or create an avenue to score. That's just with all offenses. Now, you can take players out of the game. If you're playing a Trae Young and you decide you're going to double Trae Young as soon as he crosses midcourt, you can defend something that way and say they weren't going to let Trae Young beat you. But as far as once they get into their offensive set, the movement itself eventually will create an open shot. And that's with all offenses.
And I think we've seen that with Miami is like they're typically really good at taking out, especially those high volume scoring guards.
Right.
The star guys, they're really good at getting the ball out of their hands. Now, they have definitely been torched by rando scrub guy. We rattled off the list to you guys earlier if you guys missed it. But and if you didn't, I'll give it to you here again because we got to get to John Anik, who's going to join us. But season highs versus this comes courtesy of Simon Sperling. Garrison Matthews, 22 points. Danny Green, 29 points. Shake Milton, 31 points. Malik Monk, 36 points, career high. Zubac, 22 points. Kent Bazemore, 26 points. Nemanja Bjelica had a season high against the Heat, 25 points. Steven Adams, 15 points. Terrence Ross, 31 points. Landry Shamet, 30 points. And last night, Daniel Tice, 23 points. That has been the season highs against Miami. And I would also say to Trevor, as far as like the I don't really know, what adjustments Spo's going to be able to make, especially in a situation where they were roster-wise. That's why I put that game on the Stars, because typically when you're up against it like that, and I don't feel like I'm asking the Stars to go out there and have juggernaut performances against great teams. They're an okay team. The Heat have been an okay team too, but if those are the guys that I lean upon, Jimmy and Bam, they got to be better than that to close it out. They got to.
Now, question.
Yep.
Moving forward, you think the team's better off if K-Nunn gets those Gogi minutes?
I think he kind of has been. Like, I don't know. They haven't been relying on Gogi that much anyway, because he's in, he's out. I just think last night with Goran, like literally there's nobody else to go to.
Right.